So this is the sort of thing. There's one and all and Cashify going back and forth. And again, I don't know if like what Buddhism is for somebody who wants to say no, the true Buddhism is this or that. But there's a lot of Buddhists that I meet, and I know this Buddhist influence. It's influence in various, uh, you know, I don't know, people trying to seek to better themselves. There's a huge influence separate from people actually saying, yeah, and I'm actually Buddhist. Lots of influence. Got a lot of Buddhist ideas, but this one about the ego, and the ego is an illusion and this kind of thing. I think an attitude like that could possibly succeed for someone. They could enlighten themselves. But it's just because then you're deconstructing it's like cleaning your attic. You can, if you clean your attic and don't use it, you can pretend you don't have an attic, but you still have one. It says clean now. You probably should use it. That's kind of. So one and all starts. I think the connection of ego with personality is a very tenuous one. As with ego itself, I have started viewing it such that we need to cultivate the ego, not to bolstering it so much as to educate it ourselves to the needs and primacy of others' realities in place of our own experience perspectives. Why should everything be about rejection? Get rid of the ego, thou shalt not. See, I totally agree with that. Not only do I agree with that, but I think if you don't do that and you just attack the ego, you're attacking yourself. I believe that's spiritual suicide. And the funny thing is, people that do it, though, they seem to be living okay, because it actually frees the ego. To pretend it's just an illusion while it still sits there and means you can't possibly be in control, or know if you're in control, or know what it's doing out of your control, because I don't have it. And that Kashify replies to that, the ego is merely delusion. It doesn't exist. Dude, this is simple logic, works in dreams and out of dreams. Okay? Here's the deal. Here's how it works. Youth say everything's a dream. Waking life, it's all just a big dream. So, things in that dream exist. You don't say they don't exist. No, you just said it is a dream. Is means exists. It means it exists as a dream. It is as a dream. It is a dream. It exists. That's what that means. When people say, I saw a horse in my dreams, but it didn't exist. They make a more complicated statement, right? They're saying it was just a dream. But you think everything's just a dream. So you don't have a way to say it doesn't exist by any logic that I know of. And in a way you don't, because it's like a cone. This ego doesn't exist. It's just a way to meditate. Of course it exists. You don't have to think it exists for it to come back either. So you can go ahead and try a practice like that, and it's not like you can lose your own central location in the universe. And you can hope and hope and hope you will. But I don't know why you would. I have a different set of experiences than you. So that's one ego, I. Then there's the ego and the id. Maybe you're talking about the ego and the id. So the ego and the mind that think it exists. It's a program in the mind for running the brain, or operating it, not running it. It kind of runs itself. It's pretty distributed. But this is some sort of a collating program that runs and works in the brain. That's writes as a sentence. I am I. To build upon the lie and strengthens one's delusion about being separate from others will only serve to promote greed, fear, dishonesty, judgment, hatred, and manipulations. See, the thing is, if the dream is reality, all the dream is an appearance. So if a dream's reality, those appearances, like the fact that I'm separate, that's real. And what you could be saying, if you're right in what you think can happen in the universe and how it can work, is that we could also be one as well. Okay? But we definitely can be as separate and as one. Now, the reason I think that this works, telling yourself that you have no ego, why that actually will have an effect, and why and where it comes from, according to my system, my analysis of that situation, is this. In skepticism, they're trying to get peace of mind. like the Buddhist idea, the nirvana. It's a very similar thing. In the West, is trying to get peace of mind out of adoration. It's not necessarily the same thing. It's another way of putting it, but they're going for peace of mind. And they say, and he says, I mean, Hero, you want peace of mind, you have to accept things as they are. And you also assent to what appears to be the case, and all you have is what appears to be the case. So you can accept things as they are, but to me there's also implied that you have to keep trying to find out what they are, because you never really know what they are. So you assent to the appearances, and you get at peace by accepting things as they really are. Now you might try to accept something, oh well, this situation is really screwed up, I'll just accept that. And you don't get peace of mind, because maybe it wasn't the situation that was screwed up. It was something else, and you didn't really accept it. Or, in my case, I just face it. I don't want to accept it. I want to work against it. I don't want to accept child labor. I'll work against it. Just an example. Of course, we got to work those kids. Okay. So when you accept things the way they are, there's a feeling of that. You know, and I basically think it's the feeling, we call that spiritual feeling, but whatever. There's a feeling of unity. Okay, when you accept the way things the way they are around you, really accept it, there's a unity. You feel connected. Your mind feels like it's in there because you are so accepting of each other. And that feels like oneness.